thinking something in your head is gonna be really funny, and then you say it, and you're like, on what planet was that actually funny? Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video, we are going to be taking the new F550 console truck to, well, I say console compatible truck. It's not just on console, but I do want to make sure that I clarify to y'all that this is a console compatible truck, because whenever I show it, I do get a lot of questions as to whether or not it is console compatible and available. And actually, as I record this video, it is, I believe, like number 2 on trending on the mod browser. So definitely go and try it out if you haven't already. Now, we are out here on Rockrunner's mud park today, and we're going to be seeing what this thing can do when it's fully built in terms of power, fully gripped up, and has a fairly beefy transmission setup as well. So we're going to throw this thing into some mud and see what happens. But before we do that, we got to make our way down the highway, and that involves chilling out in the cabin a bit with Beans. And ironically, we're literally about to, literally about to give it the beans with Beans. I don't know why I thought that was gonna be funny. Like, literally in my brain, I was like, this is gonna be funny. And then I said it out loud, and I was like, that wasn't funny. Like, on what planet did you think that was funny? Like, okay, well, you know, I have kind of a warped sense of humor, I think, sometimes. Let me know in the comments if you ever deal with the, if you ever basically deal with thinking something in your head is gonna be really funny, and then you say it, and you're like, on what planet was that actually funny? I don't know, but it happens to me more often than it probably should. So let's make our way a little bit further on down. God! Okay. So the suspension that we have on this thing right now is kind of just the standard one. We're just running it in high mode. But I did not expect it to rebound that smoothly. That is really good. Well, it's about that time. Let's see what we can do. I think I'm going to let it chill in low for now, because chilling in low as opposed to low plus is probably going to be a little bit better in terms of making sure we don't sink. And not sinking is kind of my overall goal right now. Although this trail, as I'm sure y'all know if you've been on this map before, Rockrunner's Mud Park, this trail is kind of nasty, and it will eat you alive if you're not ready for it. Also, do keep in mind, once again, that we are on the cheater tires. We are on the grippiest setup we possibly can be, and we are already starting to sink. We're already starting to have some issues in terms of actually even being able to keep traction in low. So think about that. Keep that in mind for the future. I'm going to actually put it in low plus and see if I can kind of, kind of just barely hover tire over there on the right. And then I'm going to come back to the left, and I'm going to just barely see. That's kind of not what I wanted to do. Sure. That's the line. That's totally the line. I feel like a much more accurate test of what this thing could actually do would be to obviously keep it in the ruts, but like, do we actually want to do that? Do we actually want to keep it in the ruts? I don't know. And I haven't fully decided yet if that's what I'm going to do or not. So we're just going to keep walking it. And until it kind of gets to the point where it's sort of impassably difficult, then we'll start to kind of play around with some wacky alternate lines. Oh, this looks nuts from inside the cabin, though. Just walk it a little. Ooh! I don't know who out there is keeping count, but I think I've already put this thing almost on its side like 3 or 4 times already. But again, who's counting? Who's keeping count? I should be, but I'm not. But back to what we were talking about earlier, like, do you ever get to that point where you tell yourself something, like a joke or whatever, something that you think is going to be a funny retort to something that someone else has said, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna absolutely kill it. This is gonna be so funny. And then you say it out loud, and like, the person out of everyone that you said it to is like, the person out of everyone that you said it to that thinks it is the least funny is yourself, because I cannot be the only one that has that happen. There is no way that I am the only one that has that happen. Come on. Y'all, I'm on cheater tires, and I'm struggling out here. This is, I mean, I knew it was going to be gnarly. I knew this mud was nasty. I didn't know it was as nasty as it actually turned out to be. I mean, granted, right now, we're fine, and I think the reason we're fine right now is because we're not up to the bumpers. The second we get up to the bumpers, we are going to grind to almost a halt, and yep, exactly right there. Once the entire, well, tire gets under the mud, it's... Oh, we're actually, like, basically stuck now. Well, yay. Time to get out of the truck, trudge through the mud, and attempt to pull that winch cable out, run it to this tree. Although I will say, this thing's got to have one really powerful winch on it, because as this truck sits right now on, like, the, I would say, like, mid-range commercial chassis and these super singles, the massive axles, I mean, it, ooh! Y'all can correct me in the comments down below, because I did not look up this weight, but I would venture a guess that it's like, it's got to be over 10,000 pounds, right? Again, I don't know exactly. Oh my God! Like, as I sit here talking about weight, and I almost completely roll the truck again. Just trying to be as level-headed as possible to get it as far as I can, but like, this is not easy in any way, shape, or form. It is not easy at all to get this thing. If y'all want a genuinely, like realistic and challenging and probably semi-frustrating to the point of pulling your hair out type challenge, try to take this truck through this mud trail and do not let yourself use the winch. Like, if you strictly do not let yourself use the winch on this trail, A, it'll be one of the hardest challenges you have ever done, and B, it will also, well, it'll appeal to those of you that are like, well, I only do realistic challenges, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Big Hoss? Is that what you only do realistic challenges? Okay. Off you go. Have at it. Sent from my Samsung smart fridge. Forklift certified 1972. Oh, my brain is gone today. Oh, we actually, like, made it down to the creek, though. I mean, fairly impressive. We've only winched a couple of times. So actually, do we have enough grip down here to run it in automatic mode? Yes, we do. Oh my God. I guarantee you we don't have enough for high, but what? Oh. Oh. Well, that went well. Gobbles, I guess. Come on. Oh my God. Oh, there's the bridge you go over to get to the other, the even gnarlier mud pits on the other side of the park. Dropping in. So it seems like as long as you've got one tire up there on the edge, you can run it in high. And this was information that I did not need to become aware of. I think the inside would be better. Not completely off the trail. No. Ooh. Okay. Oh, no. Now we're stalling. Okay. Well, half of the truck on the trail. And then we just keep, like, switching sides. Like, use the wheelbase to your advantage. Ooh, come on. Oh, I swear, the amount of times I have almost rolled over is way too high. And then, yep, the second all 4 tires get into the mud, it is just gone. Run it around the corner. Come on. And now we are faced with a decision. Do we stay on this side of the creek and make our way all the way back around, kind of towards the main mud pit area? Or do we stick to the right-hand side and then make another choice immediately after that and line up over here? I think that'll be our target right there. Yeah. I mean, heck, it seems like a good enough target to have, right? Although I've never taken a truck this big back through here, so no clue what I'm in for. That was a terrible line. That was an absolutely terrible line. Can we keep it in high? Probably. Whoa, probably not. No. Low, please. Low, please. Just stick with it. As long as you keep it together, you're okay. Just easing through. This reminds me of like some of those washout trails, like the gully trails, where they've been driven on so many times that essentially they get so washed out that anything sub like 38s or 40s is not gonna make it through. Just gonna stick with it. Make it around the corner. I'm almost there. That's why I don't care about really using the winch a lot at this point. I'm like, I am so almost there. I just want to get to the end of the trail. Although it's almost done it. And I gotta say, for this thing being on the highest power level and on cheater tires, I mean, this map still challenges it. This map still puts it through its paces. And if you're worried about the cheater setup being unfair on a map like this, don't be. Don't be at all. But there it is. I mean, we did make it, but it was definitely not without its fair share of challenge. So, if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.